Hey there, let me ask you something. Have you ever gotten back from a trip and felt, well, different? Like you're not quite the same person who left? That's what we're digging into today, the transformative power of travel and how it can literally reshape who you are. I mean, it's easy to just think of travel as a vacation, right? A week to unplug, see some sights. But what if there's more going on? What if every trip, big or small, is actually a journey that's changing you from the inside out? Yeah, exactly. The big idea here is that travel isn't something that just happens to you. It's an active teacher. Think about it. Every new sight, every unexpected challenge, every person you meet, it's all part of a lesson. A lesson that's quietly shaping you into someone stronger and more open. So you might be wondering, how does this all work? Well, we're going to break it down. First, we'll talk about building your inner strength. Then, we'll look at how travel expands your worldview. And finally, we'll get into how it can ignite your creative spark. It's a pretty cool journey, so let's get started. All right, let's kick things off with building that inner strength. This is all about what happens when you step away from everything you know, all those comforts of home. It's about what you build inside yourself when you're out there on your own. Just picture it for a second. You're in a new country, you don't speak the language, the street signs look totally alien. What do? You have to rely on yourself, right? And every little win, like successfully ordering a coffee or figuring out the subway, it's like you're adding another brick to this foundation of self-reliance. And that feeling? It's huge. Because with every little hurdle you jump, you're not just finding your way around a new place. You're proving to yourself that you can handle things. You're building this real, deep trust in yourself. Okay, so once you start trusting yourself more, something else kicks in. You get really good at solving problems. Seriously, travel is like the ultimate real-world training course. Missed your train, lost your hotel reservation. These stop feeling like disasters and start feeling more like puzzles. And you get better and better at figuring them out. And here's kind of the mental checklist you start to run through almost without thinking. Instead of freaking out, you just stop. You take a breath, look at the situation, figure out your options, make a call, and then you just go. It becomes this automatic, confident response. So you put it all together, that self-reliance, that confidence, that problem-solving muscle, and what do you get? True independence. You realize you can be your own guide, your own backup plan. You are your own source of strength. And that's the real gift of it all, isn't it? It's like travel holds up a mirror and shows you this person you didn't even know was there. It proves to you, no doubt about it, that you are so much stronger and more capable than you ever thought. All right, so you've built up this inner core of strength. Now what? Well, this is when things get really interesting. Your entire view of the world starts to change, to stretch, to get bigger. You know how it is. Your flight gets delayed, or it rains on the one day you plan to go to the beach. At home, that might ruin your day. But when you're traveling, you learn a different skill. You learn to adapt. You just pivot. You find something else to do. You learn to go with the flow. And you start to develop this little voice inside your head that just says, okay, this is different than I planned, but it's fine. I can roll with this. And that's not just a travel skill, right? That's a life skill. That's how you handle everything life throws at you when you get back home. This is one of the biggest shifts, for sure. It's so easy to live in our own little bubble and think our way of doing things is the only way. But then you go out and see there are countless ways to live, to be happy, and suddenly that black and white thinking just melts away. You stop judging and you start wondering. You start trying to understand. And this open-mindedness, it's a supercharger for your emotional intelligence. And what is that really? It's just being better at understanding people. When you drop the judgment, you actually start to listen. You get curious about why people are the way they are. So you meet all these new people, you hear their stories, and you can't help but develop empathy. You start to get a feel for what it's like to walk in their shoes. And that right there, that's the secret sauce for building better relationships, not just when you're traveling, but with everyone in your life. Okay, so let's recap. We've got this new inner strength. We've got this wider, more open worldview. What's the final piece of the puzzle? This is the best part. This is where your creativity just catches fire. It makes sense, right? When you're confident and you're not afraid of new things, your brain is just primed for new ideas. It's like fertile soil. You start seeing things you never noticed before, asking questions and making connections. Curiosity just becomes your natural way of being. And suddenly, inspiration is literally everywhere. It's in the crazy architecture of a building, the landscape, the art, the music, all of it. Your senses are just overloaded with new stuff, and all that new data is pure fuel for your creative engine. Which really brings us back to the core idea. All this exploring out there in the world, it's really just a way to explore what's in here. The outer journey is just a reflection of the inner one. Every new place you visit helps you discover a new piece of yourself. So, in the end, travel is so much more than a checklist of places you've been. It's a process. It literally changes you. It rewires how you think, it reshapes who you are, and you don't come back the same. And that's an amazing thing. So, I'll leave you with this question. If every trip is an opportunity to discover yourself, where are you going to go next to find the new you?